Hello, everybody. We're here for the Game of Factions Fandom Singles match. This is, like I said, Fandom Singles part. Who knows where this lies in the overall video of Game of Factions, but it's going to be a good match. I'm excited. We've got four really talented players here today. On the desk with me for this match is Kaleb Boatman. Kaleb, how are you doing?
I'm very good, very proud to be here. I am the fandom equivalent of Nick Twig in that I'm really good at the other division, and I'm not good at this one, but people will tell me I am good because my ego is fragile.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay, so guys, we are going to get right into the match. Here's how round number one is going to work. It's going to be 10 questions from 10 random categories in the realm of fandom fights. All four players, if they get a perfect round one, they will be issued a bonus question. Each player has 3 repeats and a challenge rule for the match, like any other match. Again, on the match today, we have Nick Twig, Joe Farrelly, Thomas Scully, and Amaru Moses. So we've got the group here today. Gentlemen, do you have any questions before we get into question one?
How many repeats again?
3. Normal amount.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get going. Boatman, would you go ahead and give them question number 1?
You should give them question number 1 because for some reason my question document is not loading and I need to refresh.
Sounds good. Question 1 is in the category of DreamWorks animation. In How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, Hiccup makes Toothless a tail that allows him to do what?
Okay, I've got the questions now. We're good.
Beautiful. Game of Factions well underway.
I'm screaming internally.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
All right, that's going to be the first repeat for Nick. In How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, Hiccup makes Toothless a tail that allows him to do what? I really like this movie.
I like this. Probably it's my 3rd least favorite, but I still enjoy it.
No, same. I like the second one the best, but
same.
Still very good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Nick.
Yeah, I don't really know. Steer?
We will go to Scully.
I said make sharper corners, like sharper corners.
We'll go to Joe.
I said dive.
And Amaru.
Bank harder, so like sharp banks.
All incorrect. We were looking for fly on his own. Fly solo. No hiccup involved.
Well, 4 hiccups just there.
All right. So, no perfect rounds right out of the bat. But
no perfect rounds. Your next question comes in the category of YA dystopia. In Divergent, who does 4 see in his final fear simulation?
I got home the other day and the macaw was watching one of these films in this series, and I wanted to pour a bucket of boiling water on my face to stop the pain.
Fair. We've all been there.
We've all been there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Thomas.
His father.
And we will go to Joe.
His father.
Amaru.
His father.
And Nick.
His father, Marcus Eaton.
All are acceptable. So we're all tied up with 1. Next question is in Worlds of DC. In Justice League, what specifically attracts the parademons to kill Steppenwolf at the end of the final battle?
What would attract you, but also make you want to kill someone, Tim?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer. You clearly have something in mind. Was it the sandbox? Something with the sandbox? 5, 4, 3, 2, One
Yes.
down.
Oof.
Joe, we will start with you.
He shows fear, specifically of the Justice League.
We will go to Amaru.
He is afraid. His fear.
And then Nick.
Steppenwolf's fear.
And Scully.
They can sense his fear.
Yeah, we can accept all of those answers. 2 points all around.
He's a scaredy boy. As we get into your next question, which comes in the category of Jurassic Park, what type of dinosaur kills Hoskins in Jurassic World?
In the doc, you are anonymous cheetah. How do you feel about that?
I'm not a cheetah. Let's be 100% honest.
Yeah, you're more of like a meerkat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It pens down. We'll start with Amaru. Amaru.
Velociraptor.
And Nick.
Velociraptor.
Scully.
Raptor.
And Joe.
Velociraptor.
All correct.
Hang on. Joe, you remember that one time you were like, hey, should we count raptors because Indoraptors exist?
I remember. I was thinking exactly the same thing, to be honest.
Are you looking to make a challenge?
Could I talk to Cody?
Yes, you can.
I would like that. Cody, am I dumb? Cody? Cody?
Hi, Boston man, Cody Newberry here. I'm here to help you manage Twig.
Hi.
I never thought that this would be a challenge. Go ahead. What's up?
Do you think that's stupid?
I don't know how Tim will rule in it. I agree that there in the world there are two different kind of raptors at this point.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't think you're gonna need it, shoot for it.
I will abstain. My apologies for wasting everyone's time.
So we're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm just
we're all
Andy.
tied up 3 across the board as we get into the next question, which is in Middle Earth. What is Denethor's title in The Return of the King? You love these movies, Boatman.
Yes, I love them with all my sword and my torches.
Absolutely fair. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Feet.
1. All right, we got a repeat from Amaru. What is Denethor's title in The Return of the King? If you had a title, what would it be? Would it just be Lil Boat?
Oh boy.
No, it would be littlest of boats, killer of dreams, destroyer of worlds. Has a Blockbuster video gift card.
2,
I was gonna
1.
say Killer of
Pen
JFK, but
down.
all right.
I think we are to Nick first.
Steward of Gondor.
And Scully.
Steward of Gondor.
And Joe.
Steward of Gondor.
And Amaru.
Yeah, I blinked.
All right. So Amaru misses there. It makes it 4-4, 4-3 as we get into the next one.
The next question comes in the category of punchy movies, aka Rocky. Buddy Marcel is a boxing promoter that appears in which film in the series? I watched a different boxing movie recently, Ali, and that movie is awesome.
I have not seen it, but I hear good things.
It's really good, actually. Will Smith is fantastic.
How'd you watch that movie, Boatman? 5,
Methods.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Scully.
His methods are beyond your understanding. Creed 2.
Joe.
Creed 2.
Amaru.
Creed 2.
And Nick.
Creed.
All right. Clean sweep again on that one. All right, guys. Your next question is in Pixar. In Cars, who wins the tiebreaker race in Los Angeles at the end of the film?
Do you come from the magical kingdom of Pixar? That is a reference 3 people will get.
I am not one of them, so I
No,
don't know.
you're not.
It to me. At least I didn't do the whole PCEU thing.
That is true.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
That's it.
Let's go to Joe
Yeah, Lightning McQueen.
and Amaru
Kick kicks.
and Nick
Yeah, check it.
and Scully.
Freebird. Kick Hicks.
Nick Hicks is correct. So with that one, Scully and Nick stay tied for first with 6 points. Amaru and Joe both have 5.
As we get into your next question, category of Disney live action. In The Muppets, Kermit owns a robot from what decade? What decade? Tim, are you a Warzone writer?
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm allowed to make those jokes.
Are there any war film? There are some war films in fandom that I could ask what war is it from or something.
There are.
5,
That would make me sad
4, 3,
because you'd make fun of me.
1. Pens down. Let's start with Amaru
Said the 1970s.
and Nick
I'm worried I might have messed this up. 1980s?
and Scully
It is the 80s robot, 1980s.
and Joe.
I said 70s as well.
80s is correct. So Nick and Scully keep pace with 7, and then Amaru and Joe still with 5. The next question, the penultimate question, you could say, is in Bond, James Bond. And the question is, who directed On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
Would you like Tab or New Coke?
I love that movie so much.
That movie is so great. It's a
Kermit, I think we should get the rest of the Muppets using a montage. 5, 4, 3,
Let's travel by map.
1. Pens down. We're back to Nick,
Peter R. Hunt.
and we'll go to Scully,
Peter R. Hunt.
and over to Joe
Peter Hunt.
and Amaru.
Peter R. Hunt.
Bowman, do we accept just Peter Hunt? I think so.
I don't think there's another famous Peter Hunt. If
I
someone
agree.
challenge
You wanted to
they
see what you thought. Okay. So with that, it's 866. And what's the final question, Boatman?
Final question comes in the category of Wizarding World. Name 2 characters other than Dumbledore or McGonagall that have served as head of Hogwarts in the 8 Harry Potter films.
Not to be confused with the 8 Potter Harry films.
That is true.
Yeah. Good series, but not in fandom.
I used to think I was good at Wizarding World,
That's
and then I came here.
that's fair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Mr. Scully.
Severus Snape and Armando Dippet. Sorry, I couldn't get it out.
We'll go to Joe.
Professor Dippet and Professor Snape.
We will go to Amaru
Severus Snape, Dolores Umbridge.
and Nick.
Severus Snape, Dolores Umbridge.
We will accept all of those answers. So at the end of round number 1,
Stutter.
we have Nick and Thomas tied with 9. Amaru and Joe are tied with 7. Let's move on to round number 2, which is going to work like this. It's the wheel round. Each player is going to get a chance to spin the wheel. If they don't like what they spin the first time, they can choose to spin again, but they got to keep whatever they spin the second time. There will be 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. Unless you go to multiple choice, it'll be worth 1 point. Guys, I've said it 1,000 times before. It's no longer spooky season, but Jesus Christ, stealing's available in this round. Please. Okay, my God. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. Because Nick and Thomas are tied for first, Nick is the higher ranked player, so he will get to choose whether he wants to go first or second, or first or defer to the next player. So the categories on the wheel today, guys, are as follows. Wizarding World, YA Dystopia, Worlds of DC, Planet of the Apes, Star Trek, Fandom Oscars, James Bond, and Disney live action. So, Nick and Cody, having heard those categories, will you be going first or second? Or first or defer?
I have a few housekeepings. One, since other ones have featured 4 repeats, are we carrying that over to this match, or are we just sticking with all the other stuff?
I thought
going on?
4 was just going to be for teams.
That's what I was told as well.
Okay, I just assumed that it would all matter the same. Since there's multiple steals. The second thing is I hope you can edit Boatman so we don't get canceled. And third is we'll defer.
Okay, so we will defer over to Thomas. Thomas and Caleb.
I'm not sure if that was Cody. I'm not sure if that was Cody Newberry or Ryan Payne. We'll defer.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll defer.
So with that, we actually go over to Joe. If I can find his manager. Am I blind? Oh, there he is. Jeez. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Are you guys going to spin or defer?
You want to stick with the plan?
Stick with the plan. Amari, you're going to have to wait. I'll spin first.
Okay. So Joe will be spinning first. Joe, here is your spin. Lands on Disney live action.
Thomas, I think we can spin again. I think there's plenty on the wheel that we can spin again.
Yep.
Okay. So you are stuck with this one. And it's Trek.
Great.
All right. So remember, players, if there's a steal available, you will have 15 seconds to write down an answer, and we'll call on you when we get there. But otherwise, I will start off by giving Joe his questions in Trek. Joe, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, your first question. What system of planets does Soren try to manipulate the energy ribbon to pass through so he can go back to the Nexus in Generations?
The Viridian system.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. Robin Curtis played Lieutenant Savick in how many films?
2.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. Who saves Kirk in space after his display goes down while going to Marcus's ship in Star Trek Into Darkness?
Khan.
That is correct for 2 points. Your fourth question. Which Trek film features an unwarranted gamble, the Epsilon 9 monitoring station, and Chief DeFalco navigating the ship?
Multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A, Star Trek The Motion Picture, B, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, C, Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, or D, Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country.
Repeat the question.
All right. That's going to be Joe's first repeat. Which Trek film features an unwarranted gamble, the Epsilon 9 monitoring station, and Chief DeFalco navigating the ship? And your options are A, Star Trek The Motion Picture, B, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, C, Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, or D, Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country.
Star Trek The Motion Picture.
That is correct for 1 point. Your final question in Trek. In Star Trek 09, the Romulans destroy Vulcan by launching what material into the planet's core?
Red matter.
That is correct for 2 points. All right. So Joe gets his total up to 16. We do move back over to Nick. Nick, will you be spinning now or deferring?
More defer.
Yeah.
Okay. So that puts it back over to Thomas and Koho. Defer.
Defer, por favor.
All right. So that brings in Amaru for your spin.
Koho made a spinning motion with his hand. I just want to point that out.
That is why I was confused as well. All right. Amaru, your first
defer.
And it lands on James Bond.
Spin again, right?
I think we're going to spin again on that one. Yeah, there's some stuff that we'd like better.
Okay. So this is what you are stuck with. And it's Fandom Oscars.
All right.
All right. So, Mr. Boatman, will you go ahead and give Amaru his questions in Fandom Oscars?
Absolutely. How many Marvel Spider-Man films have been nominated for sound editing?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, 0, B, 4, C, 2, D, 3.
Two.
That is correct for 1 point. Okay, your next question. What Oscar did Bedknobs and Broomsticks win?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A, visual effects, B, costume design, C, score, D, original song.
Five, 4, 3.
Original song.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Your options again are A, visual effects, B, costume design, C, original score, D, original song.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Nick.
Before you read the multiple choice, I guessed visual effects, so I stuck with it. Visual effects.
We'll go to Scully.
Best visual effects.
And we'll move over to Joe.
Same story as Nick, best visual effects.
That is correct.
Okay. Your next question, Mara. What was the first Pixar film in the 2010s to win an Oscar?
Hmm.
Five, 4, 3.
Toy Story 3.
That is correct. All right. Your penultimate question in Fandom Oscars. What was the last Star Wars film to be nominated for film editing?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A, The Force Awakens, B, A New Hope, C, The Empire Strikes Back, D, The Last Jedi.
Five, 4.
Last
Three.
Jedi.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Your options again are A, The Force Awakens, B, A New Hope, C, The Empire Strikes Back, D, The Last Jedi.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Nick.
Lama Parquad. The Force Awakens.
Scully.
Bless you, Nick. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
And Joe.
New Hope.
All right. So The Force Awakens is correct. Nick and Thomas get that steal there.
That's true. As we get into your final question, what 2 MCU franchises, meaning more than one film, have had nominations for every film in their series?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
Amaru's second repeat.
What 2 MCU franchises, meaning more than one film, have had nominations for every film in their series?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice options are A, Avengers and Iron Man, B, Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers, C, Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, D, Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man.
Can you repeat the options, please?
A, Avengers and Iron Man, B, Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers, C, Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, D, Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
C.
C is correct for 1 point.
All right. So Amaru gets up to 11 with that spin, but with a couple steals in there. Nick and Thomas also both have 11, and Joe gets up to 17. So we will bring back in Cody. Are you guys spinning or deferring?
We're going to defer one more, and I think we need to take a pause because Nick froze.
Okay. All right. So at the end of Amaru's spin, he has his total up to 11 with some steals in there, though. Nick and Thomas both also get up to 11. Joe has 17. So Cody and Nick, will you be spinning now or deferring again?
I feel like I want to talk more because Koho called me Ryan Payne, but we'll defer.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So we'll bring in Koho, and this will be the spin for Mr. Scully.
Thunder sounds like someone's mic's
Lands on opponent's choice.
Oh, that's
so
lovely.
what this means is we will bring in Cody, Ethan, and Thomas. Managers, you have to decide what are you going to give Mr. Scully. If you do not come to a decision in the next minute, he will get another spin.
I'm just going to give my case. I'm just going to give my case, and then you guys can decide yes or no. He put Disney live action on the wheel. He is not good at Disney live action. He missed Goldberg question in Mighty Ducks. It's 90 movies. There's not a shot they put on this. They put Disney live action on the wheel always against us, so we hit it and we struggle. So my suggestion is to give him Disney live action and see what he does with 90 movies. Because the rest of them are geek categories and he will sweep.
Tim, can you share the rest of the categories?
What do you think about that, Ethan?
The rest of the categories are Wizarding World, YA, Worlds of DC, Apes, Bond, and Disney live action.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a good argument. The only thing I'm worried about is if you put it on there because he's been studying it or something like crazy, you know.
Joe, what do you think?
His match was just recently missed it.
Just given how they did. The only other, because most of them are geek categories, the other ones are the only bigger category on there is Bond. But given how they did in our teams match, it's not advisable. As much as I know I can steal, I don't think we'll have that opportunity.
He did 9 for 10 in Bond.
There you go.
I'd go Disney live action.
All right.
All right. That's fine. Let's do it.
Okay. So, Mr. Scully, you will be getting your questions from the category of Disney live action. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, your first question. What is the name of the program character that Flynn uses to try and steal information from the game in Tron?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Tron, B, Clue, C, Dumont, or D, Sark.
Clue.
That is correct for 1 point.
So it's the one from Legacy or not.
All right, your second question. At the end of Beauty and the Beast, which member of Cogsworth's family comes and finds him once he is human again?
His wife.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. Who directed Old Yeller and Bedknobs and Broomsticks?
Ooh. Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, Robert Stevenson, B, Steven Lisberger, C, John Pasquin, or D, Robert Wise.
Robert Stevenson.
That is correct for 1 point. All right. Your fourth question. What kind of restaurant are Anna and Tess in when they read the mantra that will make them switch bodies in Freaky Friday?
They're in a Chinese restaurant.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in Disney live action. Who does Ben believe owns the Silence Do-Good letters, forcing him to go to this person in National Treasure?
His father.
That is correct for 2 points. All right. So Scully gets his total up to 19. Joe is in second with 17. And Amaru and Nick are tied with 11, but Nick still has his chance at the wheel. Nick, this is now going to be your spin. Are you ready?
No. Off the wheel for us, so that's fine with me.
All right. Your first spin is opponent. I don't know why I said James Bond. Opponent's choice.
Everything bad's gone, so.
All right. So I will bring in the other managers. Again, guys, you now have roughly a minute to make a decision.
Can we see the list again?
Yep.
Yes, the list again of what is left is, if I can get there. There it is. Okay. Wizarding World, YA Dystopia, Worlds of DC, Planet of the Apes, and James Bond.
I mean, nothing's awful, but I would say if we have to give him something, I'd say give him Apes.
Didn't you put Apes on the wheel?
Put Apes on the wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he kind of put it just because y'all aren't good at it. At this point, at the end of the day, when we got to Scully's picks and TWOHIG'S picks, our strengths were all on. So at the end of the day, you could do Apes, we could do YA. Those are the two most fringe things.
I would not do YA. YA is not my.
It's not great. YA. Again, we don't have a lot of good options here. What are you guys thinking?
No, he's Nick fucking TWOHIG.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know. I like Wizard.
I'm thinking either Apes or Bond.
I agree.
I would rather do Apes than Bond because he's not bad at Bond.
I don't want us to do Bond because I know that Joe's going to be.
Then it's Apes.
I can agree to Apes. Yeah.
I do not agree on Apes. I will not throw my head in for that.
Okay. Then
Then he's going to spin again.
He's going to either spin again or we got to do.
Yeah, you guys have to make a decision.
We got to Rue. Do you want
it was either. Nothing is, everything is strong for him, and it was either Apes, and if we were going to go geek Worlds of DC, but if Bond is great, I'd say go Apes instead.
All right, so if you feel good with it, Rue, then we'll do Apes.
Thomas, Caleb?
All right, yeah.
Apes is fine with me.
All right.
Okay, so Nick, you will be getting your questions in the category of Planet of the Apes. Boatman, would you please give those questions to Mr. TWOHIG?
Yes. At the beginning of War for the Planet of the Apes, Rocket and Blue Eyes returned from a mission. What was their mission?
To find a new home for the apes.
That is correct for 2 points. Dr. Lewis Dixon is a character that appears in which Apes film?
Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
That's correct. Who pilots the pod that stops the battle between the humans and the apes at the end of 2001's Planet of the Apes?
Pericles.
That is correct for 2 more points. How many films in the series has Roddy McDowall appeared in?
4.
That is correct. And where does Caesar get the ALZ-113 gas from that he uses on the chimps at the primate shelter in Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Will's fridge.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right. So clean sweep of apes. Nick gets his total up to 21. We have Thomas in second with 19, Joe in third with 17, and Amaru in fourth with 11. Is that what you have, Mr. Boatman?
That is also what I have.
All right. So here's how round.
Thomas is
asking to be brought in.
You moved on, but is it possible to still challenge? Technically, the fridge is the fridge in the garage, not the actual fridge in, specifically the house. I think you needed to be a little more specific.
Are you challenging?
I'm asking Joe.
I don't think so. I think it's a fridge that's owned by Will, and they didn't ask for specificity about which one. So I wouldn't challenge.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I think we'd lose our challenge.
Okay. So we will move on to round number 3.
I appreciate Tom asking the age-old question: if a fridge is in a garage, is it still a fridge? Philosophers will be up all night on that one.
All right. So round number 3, it works like this. There are 5 questions from 5 random categories in Fandom Fights. Once we say what the category is, the competitors will get to decide how much they want to bet on that category: 0, 1, or 2 points. They get the question right, they get those points. Get the question wrong, they lose those points. Are there any questions about how it's going to work?
Yep.
Okay. My only thing before I bring in any managers, don't talk over each other. Okay. Let's make this as clean
You're
as
asking
human.
for a miracle there, Tim.
But the first category that you guys will be able to bet points on is Pixar.
Rue, you know you're doing right.
Who wants to go?
Should we go in order who's in the lead just to make it easier?
We can,
hey,
but then we'll switch it every time.
Twig, yes.
And yeah, we're good.
Scully, yes.
What are you thinking?
We're good.
Thinking Bilbo?
Honestly, I'm thinking.
Did you just say?
Bilbo.
I'm thinking Kirk.
Okay.
Poor Tim has to edit this thing now.
Cook.
This is a family show. Okay, Thomas.
I'm good.
Okay. No, not you. Ian's. Bella, are you good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, great. All right, so let's get bets for Pixar, starting with Nick.
2.
Scully.
2.
Joe.
1.
And Amaru.
2.
All right, everyone's going 2 except for Joe. Guys, here's your question. What does Ian enlarge to turn into a raft for him, Barley, and their dad to cross the river in Onward? Sometimes you say things. I love you, but you say the 21 has turned you.
Okay, are we gonna pretend like I was not like this 2 days ago?
That's fair. 5. Now they know
the question.
Repeat the question from Thomas. Question again is, what does Ian enlarge to turn into a raft for him, Barley, and their dad to cross the river in Onward? That's fair, though. You're right. Yeah. 5, 4.
I'm gonna be quiet now.
2. No, you don't have to be quiet. 1. That's down. We are going to Nick first.
A cheese puff.
Thomas.
Said a shoe.
All right, and we'll go over to Joe.
Cheese puff.
And Amaru.
Cheese puff.
All right, so Nick gets his total up to 23. Thomas loses 2 points, goes down to 17. Amaru gets 2 points, goes up to 13. And Joe gets 1 point, goes up to 18. Is that what you have, Boatman?
That is what I have.
All right. Next question is in the category of Planet of the Apes. So we'll bring in those managers.
So I go first this time?
I don't care.
Yes.
Yeah, either matter.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you want to make up the points again, or do you want to? I think we can make the points up here. It depends on how you feel in Apes. I don't know how well you feel at this point.
I think Cody's about to throw up.
I was
He is
about to say,
Where's
the
the camera?
camera off.
I'll try to make the points up.
Go for it.
All right. We'll go over to Thomas next.
Are you thinking Sulu? Or
Gandalf.
okay.
All right. Beller.
Rue, I think based on what we spoke about earlier, I think we know what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're good.
And Cody.
Would you like to score more points, or would you like to stay stagnant?
That was not a shot. That was a shot at someone else who was not on this call. We're good. Thank you, Tim.
All right, let's get
So
bets.
can you swap me with
Jesus, whoops. I keep doing that to Mr. I've done that to Beller twice now, I think. Okay, so
Miller just has competitor energy.
stop trying to do it.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's get bets starting with Scully.
2.
And Joe.
1.
And Amaru.
0.
And Nick.
2.
All right. So 2 from Nick, 2 from Thomas, 0 from Amaru, 1 from Joe. Bowman, what is the question?
Your question. Category of Planet of the Apes. How many times has Toby Kebbell played Koba? Koba, Jamaica. I don't want to take
Oof. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Scully.
2.
We will go to Joe.
2.
We will go to Amaru.
I said 3.
And Nick.
2.
2 is correct. So Amaru doesn't lose any points because he didn't bet, but Nick gets his total up to 25. Scully gets those 2 points back, goes back up to 19, and is tied with Joe, who also has 19. The next category you guys can bet points on is Star Trek. So, Ian, we will start with you.
Yeah, we're good.
Good.
Beller?
Yeah, we're good too.
Yeah.
Cody?
This one will lock it for the rest of the game if you bet 2. So I bet 2.
Pretty sure we're good.
I will. Oh wait, I wasn't done. Cody.
I'm done. So
yeah, you think that?
Well, we're 6 points up right now. They have to bet 2 on every one of them. We're done after this. If we get this, the chances of the next 2 categories being our wheelhouse also possible. But I'd rather close it out right now.
So here's my question. I know you hate this, but would 1 be better?
No,
Why not?
because I think you hit a Star Trek question.
What if I don't?
Then I will literally eat a shoe
Here's the
instead
thing.
of a cheese puff on camera.
Let me just reason. Oh my god. Let me just reason.
It's a pretty
We need one more point.
I love you.
We need one more point to seal the win. Yes.
Yes.
On the even if it's a 99% chance, on the very off chance that I miss it, then we only go down 1 point as opposed to 2, and then the same result happens whether it's 1 or 2. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I okay, you bet what you want, buddy. You seal it if you want, if whatever.
Okay.
We're good.
We're good.
Joe, we'll start with you for bets.
2.
Amaru.
2.
Nick.
I'm going with 1 point.
And Scully.
2.
All right. 2 all around, except for Mr. Twohig. Here's the question. In Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, Spock, Vulcan pinches someone on the bus for doing what? This has been intense.
It has been.
And we're not even outside.
Double dumbass on you.
5, 4.
Caleb, your colorful metaphors are not.
Please.
All right, that's a repeat from Nick.
No, it's for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so Scully. In Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, Spock, Vulcan pinches someone on the bus for doing what? So that was Scully's second repeat. Him and Amaru both have 1 left. Joe and Nick both have 2 remaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We are going to start with Joe.
Playing loud music.
We will go to Amaru.
Playing a loud radio.
Go to Nick.
Said playing their music loudly / turning it up when asked. So.
And Scully.
I said harassing the driver.
All right. So playing music loudly is the correct answer. My pen has run out of ink. Okay. So Scully goes down to 17.
Mm-hmm.
Nick goes up to 26. Amaru up to 15. And Joe up to 21. Is that what you have, Boatman?
That is what I have.
Okay.
You have
So,
sorry.
Nick 26, Joe 21, Thomas 17, Amaru 15. Thank you.
Okay,
Kate.
that's what I have. I
All
thought
right.
you said 16. That's my bad.
Okay, so we go to the next category. That category is DC, regular DC. We will start with Mr. Beller.
I mean, we got another choice.
No. Just, just do it.
Yeah, Scully, same boat.
I say play it smart.
Yes, Snake.
I think I read you.
Yeah, you do. Wish you had 2 points.
Why? We still won.
I like points.
Oh, you like records, do you?
Yeah.
Well, too bad. I like wins.
Are you
Love my
done?
guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And once again, I took someone out who I didn't mean to because I'm a disaster. Okay. So as I fix this, because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. We will get bets starting with Amaru.
2.
All right. Nick.
0.
Okay. We will go to Scully.
2.
And Joe.
1.
1. Okay. All right. What's the question, Boatman?
Your question in the category of DC. In Joker, where is Arthur working when a gun accidentally falls out of his coat?
You're a madman. Has a gun ever fallen out of your coat?
No, not out of my coat. I'm a professional. I keep my gun in a case.
Jesus. Fair. I asked.
You asked that question.
I asked for
That
it.
is 100% on you.
That one's on me. That one's on me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Amaru.
A hospital with children.
We will go to Nick.
I was in the same boat. I didn't want to outright say children's hospital because it's a hospital. There are children in it. Children's hospital.
Scully.
Hospital.
And Joe.
Hospital.
Hospital is correct. So Nick keeps the lead with 26 because he bet 0. Then we have Joe in second with 22. Thomas in third with 19. Amaru in fourth with 17. As we get to the final question, which is in the category of Marvel, regular Marvel outside of the MCU. You're muted, Cody.
You're muted, but I understood what you said. So
Let's bet 2. Let's get nuts. That's that category, right? Same quote from that. What?
No.
That's DC.
Oh.
Yeah, Thomas, it's Spider-Man. I've been doing the maths.
Are we good, Beller and Koho?
Yeah.
I think we're good. Yeah.
All right, we'll get bets starting with Nick.
0.
Thomas.
2.
Joe.
Nul point.
And Amaru.
2.
2. Okay. Here's the question. All right, we got the bets. Here's the question in the category of Marvel. Name all 4 mutants that serve as Apocalypse's horsemen after his return in X-Men Apocalypse. Originally, I was going to ask for 3, and then I thought, nah, fuck that.
Does this have to do with the television program BoJack Horseman?
I think so. Oscar Isaac's in that, I think.
No, he's not.
Oh.
Rami Malek's in that.
Okay. 4.
That show is great. I actually highly recommend it, Tim. I think you dig it.
Pens down. I've heard I would. Nick, we'll start with you.
Magneto, Storm, Psylocke, Angel / Archangel.
Scully.
Magneto, Storm, Angel, Psylocke.
Joe.
Psylocke, Storm, Magneto, Angel.
Amaru.
Psylocke, Storm, Angel, Magneto.
And your winner, Nick Twig. They all had the answer correct, Boatman. The answer was
Storm, Angel, Magneto.
That isn't a very yes. That the answer yes. They all had it right. That's it. So here's how it shook out. Nick Twig is the winner. First place gets 3 points for the first order with 26 points in this match. Coming in second place is Joe with 22 points. He gets 2 points for the Criterion Collection there. And then we have Thomas in third with 21 points, getting 1 point for the Kingsman there. And then unfortunately, Amaru coming in fourth with 19 points. That is going to be 0 points going to Club Dread for this portion of Game of Factions. Boatman, what'd you think of the match?
It was a great match. I think, lowest score being 17. This is a good match because 17 is a pretty good score. I think overall, obviously, Twig knocked it out of the park. I think between really everyone, it was a fantastic match.
Yeah, all the 2 of the players got opponent's choice, and yet we get high scoring games like this. That's what happens when you put 4 titans of the game in. But someone's got to come out on top, and someone's got to come out on the bottom. And unfortunately, that is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But guys, thank you for watching this portion of Game of Factions. This was Fandom Singles. We will see you with the next match, whatever that is. So keep on the lookout in this video for whatever's next. And we will see you very soon with the next match. I'm not going to play the video.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to Multiplex Game of Faction Teams Warzone Edition. This is going to be a crazy match. It's a stacked match. If this film were by a director, it definitely would have been made by Robert Altman, because man, is this an ensemble here today. We got a fantastic cast of characters for you here. We've got Club Dread, being represented by Brian Michaels and Kirk Kowalkowski. We have First Order being represented by the current team champions, Jake Marangoni and Michael Campbell. We have Criterion being represented by Matt Queller and Dominic Rizzi, and we have Kingsman being represented by Cameron Redshaw and Cameron Holzman. So, without further ado, we are just going to jump right into it. On the desk, I should mention my co-host, Mr. Tim Brzakala. Tim, any thoughts before we get started?
Yeah, you asked me last night. You said, can you host Warzone tomorrow? I said, sure. What time? You said 10 EST, and you'll need to monitor a Skype call. I said, what match is it? And you said, Game of Factions. And I said, oh, I'm there. Let's do it.
Okay, so round one's going to work like this. 8 different questions, 8 different categories. You get all 8 right, you get a bonus question. Please remember, hands on screen at all times, and 4 repeats and a challenge are provided throughout this entire match for each team. So, without further ado, we are going to get started with question 1 of round 1 in the category of directors. What is the most recent film to be directed by Shane Black?
We are we're doing this.
We are. We are.
It's happening.
5, 4, 3.
Marco, Matt, you guys are muted, by the way.
1. Pens down. Let's go to Cam. Ren Holzman.
It's like The Predator.
And Cameron Redshaw.
The Predator.
And Dominic Rizzi.
Predator.
Okay. Dominic, okay, we're going to come back to that. Matt Queller.
The Predator.
And Jake. And Michael.
The Predator.
And Kirk.
I just said Predator.
And Brian.
Predator.
All right, The Predator is correct. Predator, because it's the John McTiernan movie, we cannot give it to you.
I think he marked his score. Like, I understand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
No, sorry. I was marking the score down. That was
if
my
you
bad.
haven't revealed your answer yet, don't write on your
I know.
board.
Sorry, that's my bad.
It's okay. It's okay. Totally understandable. So everyone except for Club Dread starts off with 2. Club gets 1.
Yep. Next question, guys, is in the category of dramas. In 12 Angry Men, what object does Juror 8 bring into the room that might prove the boy's innocence?
Is there anything that would prove your innocence, Mr. Timbercaller?
Well, it depends on which crime you are referring to.
That's fair. 5, 4. I believe it's stealing my heart. 2, 1. Pens down, pens down. Let's start with Dominic.
I didn't get it in time.
And Queller.
Switchblade.
And Redshaw.
Switchblade.
And Jake.
Nice.
And Michael.
Switchblade.
And Kirk.
Switchblade knife.
And Brian.
Nope.
And Holzman.
Knife. Switchblade.
Okay, so I believe everyone but everyone but Rizzi and Brian hitting that one.
Yep. I got 4, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, yep, that's what I have. As we get into your next question, coming in the category of crime, who stars as Charlie Coppa in Mean Streets?
Big fan of this one.
See, this is one of those ones I've never seen. I really need to, though. I feel like I would love it.
I feel like you would as well. Yeah, I can't say
5,
too much more.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, pens down. Let's start with Matt.
Harvey Keitel.
And Redshaw.
Harvey Keitel.
And Jake.
Harvey Keitel.
And Michael.
I was doubting it every second of the way.
Yeah.
And Kirk.
Harvey Keitel.
And Brian.
This is starting well. Robert De Niro.
And Rizzy.
Harvey Keitel.
And Holzman.
Hey, Brian, Robert De Niro.
Okay, so everyone other than Brian and Holzman hitting
Yikes.
that.
That
Harvey
puts
Keitel was the correct answer.
the first order in the lead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, 6 to 5 to 5 to 3.
All right, guys, your next question is in family films. In Big, what type of company does Josh get a job at? I haven't seen this movie in a long time.
This is one of my favorites as a kid. I love this movie.
It's really fun.
It's a good time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Kirk.
Toy company.
And Brian.
Toy company.
And Holzman.
Toy company.
And Redshaw.
The company.
And Matt.
Toy company.
And Rizzy.
Toy company.
And Jake.
Toy company.
And Michael.
Toy company.
Okay. As we get into your next question, category of actors and actresses. What actress has played a supervillain's girlfriend, a high school student, and a folk singer? And Jake, we need both hands on screen, please.
Oh man. Yeah. Off to a good start so far.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
1. Okay, who said that?
That was Cameron Redshaw.
Okay. So first repeat for the Kingsman team. What actress has played a supervillain's girlfriend, a high school student, and a folk singer? Tim, would you ever be a folk singer?
No, but I was about to say that I really appreciate the way that you're bringing out that L in folk.
5, 4, 3,
We'll
2,
just say folk.
1. Pens down, pens down, pens down. Let's go to Jake.
Sissy Spacek.
And Michael.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
And Kirk.
I said Drew Barrymore.
And Brian.
Parker Posey.
And Cameron. Holzman.
Parker Posey.
And Redshaw.
Reese Witherspoon.
And Matt.
Parker Posey.
And Rizzy.
I didn't have it.
Okay. So Parker Posey
Posey
was correct.
What was the-
If I'm not mistaken, I have 8 to 8 to 8 to 6. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
What was the movies? Sorry, just out of curiosity.
The movies are Dazed and Confused, Superman Returns, and A Mighty Wind.
Okay.
Thank you, a mighty win.
All right. So yeah, Kingsman, First Order, and Criterion all tied with 8. Dread with 6 as we get into your next category, which is biopics. What
Thanks.
We're good? Biopics? Okay. The category is biopics, and the question is, what real life person does Christian Bale play in Vice?
Sorry, you paused on biopics, and I thought that was a cue that I was supposed to read it because I got things mixed up.
That was me taking a dramatic pause.
That's fair. You're a dramatic individual. Were you in theater in high school?
That's true.
That's the legit
I
question.
was.
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
4.
Repeat, please.
Okay.
Gonna be a
Club
repeat.
Dread using their first repeat.
What real life person does Christian Bale play in Vice? So far, Club Dread and the Kingsman each using a repeat. Each team gets
correct.
4 repeats in this
5.
extra large match today.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Okay, we're going to start with Rizzy.
Dick Cheney.
And Matt.
Dick Cheney.
And Holzman.
I would like more mighty win questions, Dick Cheney.
And Redshaw.
Dick Cheney.
And Jake.
That American guy, Dick Cheney.
And Michael.
Dick Cheney.
And Brian.
Thanks for the repeat, Kirk, because I almost forgot it. Dick Cheney.
And Kirk.
Me too, Dick Cheney.
Okay, clean sweep on that question. As we get into your next question, category of movie release dates, what year was Tootsie released?
I have not seen this film. Is
That
it one
is-
we should see? Yes, no, maybe so.
That's fair. Cody really enjoys this one
Oh.
because it's Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, that's right. You guys argued about it that one time.
Yeah, 5.
I forgot about that.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Redshaw
1982.
and Holzman.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
1982.
The first of many.
Oh.
Holzman, are you there?
I think I heard him say 82. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I heard him say
hold your
82.
board up.
Yeah,
He
hold
just
your board up.
froze.
Holzman, hold your board up. You're
No,
frozen.
Rich, your board.
Kirk, we're going to go to you.
There it is. Okay.
And Brian.
Yeah. 82.
Okay. And Rizzy.
82.
And Matt.
80.
And Jake.
82.
And Michael.
82.
Okay.
Final question of round number 1.
And I don't believe we have any perfect rounds, right, Tim?
That is correct, to my knowledge. Yeah.
Okay.
Is in the category of comedies. In and Out, Howard is outed as gay at what specific event? I also haven't seen this one, but I hear amazing things about it.
There's a fantastic performance in this movie that is legitimately one of my all-time favorite comedic performances. And I will tell you who it is after because I don't want to give anything away.
That's fair. That's fair.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Let's go to Jake.
This movie gave the concept its name, the Academy Awards.
And Michael.
The Oscars ceremony.
And Brian.
Academy Award / Oscars.
And Kirk.
Oscars.
And Matt.
The Oscars / Academy Awards.
And Rizzy.
I did not have that.
And Holzman.
The Oscars.
And Redshaw.
Academy Awards.
Okay, everyone but Rizzy hitting that. If I'm not mistaken, going into round 2, First Order and Kingsman, I have them tied at 14. Criterion and Club Dread, I have tied at 12. Is that what you have, Tim?
That is what I have, Boatman.
Okay, this is a very tight race coming out of round 1. And no perfect rounds, I believe. So we're going to get into round 2. Round 2 is going to work like this. Each team is going to get a chance to spin the lovely wheel from wheeldecide.com. They're going to get a chance to spin the wheel. If they like what they spin, they can keep it. They don't, they can spin again, but then they are stuck with it. They're going to get 5 questions in whatever category they get it right, 2 points, go to multiple choice, 1 point, or if they get it wrong, other team gets a chance to steal. So I just want to make sure you can only see my wheel decide, nothing else, right?
I can't see anything.
Oh,
no, there it is. Now it's me.
right. And it's just my wheel side, or is there other browsers? Because I want to make sure
question,
I'm not
no.
accidentally
No, I'm
sharing
kidding.
the questions.
You are not. It is just the wheel right now.
Okay, we're good.
So First Order and Kingsman are tied. I believe the
So First Order, the privilege goes to First Order since they're champion, then Kingsman, and then between Criterion and Dread will get to choose. But if someone else, just like if Kingsman or First Order go first, we will defer to who has more points at the end of that.
We will not want to go first on this wheel, so we'll
Okay.
pass.
All right, so you are deferring to the Kingsman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we can bring in Koho, and Koho and the Kingsman can decide.
Yes. Hi. I think we can defer. I think I can afford to defer. It's up to you two.
And they are talking in their Skype call. So Boatman, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm not great, to be 100% honest, but I'm okay.
We will defer.
Okay, so that is going to go to Criterion then.
I think we should defer as well. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a spin for Club Dread then.
Well, we'll go ahead and go.
We're gonna stick with this. Yeah, I think we're gonna go.
We'll spin.
We're choosing to go first of our own free will.
Okay,
So this is your spin. Category of 2000s.
What do you think, Brian? Is Ethan here?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. All right.
All right. And I know that's not all the screens are up right now.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff still on there. There's some more stuff, but do you want to try again?
Yeah, let's.
I think you guys can. Yeah, I think you can risk it. You guys got some better stuff on there.
We'll give it a shot.
I think this is the category you were stuck with. John McTiernan.
Yes. All right. Good luck, boys.
So just one quick thing before we ask the questions. How much time are we giving the stealing teams to?
I believe also 15 seconds.
Okay. I just want to clarify that.
Cody, jump in if that is wrong. Okay. I will take that as that is correct. Okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So just remember again, guys, quick reminder, everybody can be muted off until someone comes in to answer. Otherwise you can.
And Tim, since I monitor their Skype call, it would be easier on me if you could take these questions.
Absolutely.
And guys, I'm just going to ask because volumes are going to be shifting back and forth. The countdowns, I know you guys usually forget about this, but make sure you're giving the hands so we see it.
Yeah, well, I'll give a hand and I'll be
Yeah.
sure to speak up as well.
Okay, thank you.
Also about a 2-second delay on your Zoom, so be aware of that.
Okay. All right. So we are going to be giving John McTiernan questions to Club Dread. Club Dread, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right, guys. Your first question in John McTiernan. What is the animal-based slang term for the stealth quality on the Red October? Five, 4, 3.
They have a caterpillar drive.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, your next question. In Last Action Hero, Danny spots what type of cartoon animal in the police station?
It is a cat detective. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, your next question. In Die Hard, we see Al Powell buy a large amount of what snack food at a convenience store?
Twinkies. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. And your fourth question. Who plays the promoter Alexi in Rollerball?
Jean Reno. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in McTiernan. What Oscar was Predator nominated for? Five, 4.
We're gonna go multiple just to reduce the steal.
Your options are A, best sound, B, best sound effects editing, C, best visual effects, or D, best makeup. Five, 4, 3.
We're gonna go sound effects editing. Final answer.
That is incorrect. So other teams, there is a chance for a 1 point steal. The options again are A, best sound, B, best sound effects editing, C, best visual effects, or D, best makeup? So stealing teams, write down an answer on one board from one of your players for us to check. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with the first order.
We said A.
We will move over to the Kingsman.
We also said A.
And we will move over to the Criterion Collection.
Said best makeup.
All the steals incorrect. The answer was C, best visual effects. So
Seemed too obvious.
Boatman, I have Dread up with 20 points. First order still has 14. Kingsman has 14. Criterion has 12. So I believe we move back to the first order.
Yes, we do.
We're still going to defer.
Okay. So that's going to Kingsman.
I think we're gonna defer. Let Criterion take something out of the way for us.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Criterion, this is your spin. And I will take these questions since Tim is in your Skype call. And you land on classic director filmography.
Matt, I think we got to take it. Yeah, I think we do. I mean, unless you're comfortable with spinning again, but I think for right now, we got to take it. Exactly. So yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yep. And remember, you're answering.
Okay.
Yep. Just remember mute off except for your answering person.
Right. Your first question in classic director filmography. Who directed The Party, Operation Petticoat, and Days of Wine and Roses? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Blake Edwards, B, Preston Sturgis, C, Billy Wilder, D, George Seaton. Five, 4.
Blake Edwards.
That is correct for 1 point. Blake Edwards is correct for 1 point.
Just
so your
remember,
next question.
We do need final answer, though, going forward.
Yes, we do need final answer. Who directed The Prince and the Showgirl, 1948's Hamlet, and 1944's Henry V?
Laurence Olivier, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Okay, your next question. Who directed Oklahoma, The Nun's Story, and The Men? Five, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, William Wyler, B, Richard Keene, C, Fred Zinnemann, D, King Vidor. Five, 4, 3.
A, final answer.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal, your options again are A, William Wyler, B, Richard Keene, C, Fred Zinnemann, D, King Vidor. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to first order.
Fred Zinnemann.
And Club Dread.
Yeah, see Fred Zinnemann.
And Kingsman.
We said D.
Okay. So Fred Zinnemann is correct.
Yeah, so Dread and First Order picking up a 1-point steal on that one.
That is correct. Okay. And your penultimate question in classic director filmography. Who directed A Hard Day's Night, How I Won the War, and A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum?
Richard Lester.
Five, 4, 3.
Richard Lester, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Did I just say that over the regular call?
You said that over the regular call, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Hate this Skype thing. Fucking hate it.
I want a challenge.
What is your challenge?
That the answer was given to the player answering the question. It needs a new question.
Okay, we will be back from the challenge. Okay, so we are back from that challenge, and we have ruled that we are going to basically just scrap that question because Brian did give away the answer. So Criterion is going to get a new question. So your penultimate question, gentlemen. Who directed Hell's Angels, The Invisible Man, and The Old Dark House? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Howard Hawks, final answer.
That is incorrect. Every other team for the 2-point steal. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, pens down. Let's start with Club Dread.
James Whale.
First Order.
No, we got it wrong. Hal Hughes.
And
I didn't listen to the album.
James Whale.
James Whale is correct.
All right, so with that, I've got Dread up to 23, First Order 15, Kingsman 16, Criterion 15.
All right, so sorry, what do you have?
I have Dread 23, First Order 15, Kingsman 16, Criterion 15.
Yes, that's what I have.
Okay.
Dread at 23?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now we get into your final question in the category of classic director filmography. Who directed Indiscreet, Damn Yankees, and Royal Wedding? Five, 4.
Multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options are A, Gene Kelly, B, Stanley Donen, C, Bob Fosse, D, Greg Abbott. Five, 4, 3.
B.
Sorry,
Final
what?
answer. B. Final answer.
That is correct for 1 point. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, I have Club Dread at 23, Criterion at 16, Kingsman at 15, and First Order at 15. Oh, sorry, Kingsman at 16,
Yep.
First Order at 15.
Yep.
Okay. As we go now, giving First Order the opportunity, or sorry, no, Kingsman now gets the opportunity to spin or defer.
We're gonna let First Order go.
Yeah, we're gonna let them go.
Okay. Scores and soundtracks. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
We're going to spin again.
Okay. And this is the category you're stuck with. The wheel wants you to have scores and soundtracks.
All right.
Okay.
And you should take these, and I'll take Kingsman next.
Yep. Going to suggest the same thing.
Because you're a smart person.
Thank you. You are too.
Thank you.
Okay. Who composed the score for Avatar?
James Horner, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Pross, Old Dirty Bastard, and Maya created what hit hip-hop song for the 1998 Warren Beatty film Bulworth?
Ghetto superstar, final answer.
That is correct. Ghetto superstar. That is what you are. Okay.
I saw Jake starting to dance. I was like, oh boy.
Okay, your next question. Who composed the score for Carol, Burn After Reading, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri?
No, I'll say. Carter Burwell, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Debbie Boone performed what chart-topping Oscar-winning song from the 1977 film of the same name? Five, four.
Multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options are A, Foul Play, B, You Light Up My Life, C, The Slipper and the Rose, D, Same Time Next Year. Five, four, three.
D is in dog, final answer.
That is incorrect. Everyone else for the 1 point steal. Your options are A, Foul Play, B, You Light Up My Life, C, The Slipper and the Rose, D, Same Time Next Year.
Repeat the question, please.
Okay. Kingsman using their second repeat. Debbie Boone performed what chart-topping Oscar-winning song from the 1977 film of the same name? And your options are A, Foul Play, B, You Light Up My Life, C, The Slipper and the Rose, D, Same Time Next Year. Five, four, three, two, one. Pens down. We're going to start with Kingsman.
B.
And Dread.
I also said B.
And Criterion.
I also said B.
B is correct.
Okay. And your final question. Who performed the title song for 1984's Ghostbusters? Five, four.
Ray Parker Jr., final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
All right, so I have Dredd in the lead with 24. First Order short behind with 23. And then Criterion and Kingsman tied at 17.
That is also what I have.
Okay.
Okay, so this will be Kingsman's spin. This wheel really likes scores and soundtracks, but we're
Yeah.
going to spin again.
Big fan of the scores and soundtracks, this wheel.
You land on comedy.
We'll spin again.
Okay, and this is the category you are stuck with. Land on animation.
All right. I will give Kingsman their questions in animation as soon as I get to them. All right. Kingsman, you ready for your first question in animation? Give me that thumbs up. Beautiful. All right. Cats Don't Dance centers around the making of a film about what biblical event? Five, four.
Noah's Ark, final answer.
That's correct for 2 points. Your next question. What can Haku transform into in Spirited Away?
A dragon, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. What 80s animated movie takes place in 2019 and centers around a vigilante biker?
Akira, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. In Up, Russell believes Kevin is what type of creature?
A snipe, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in animation. Who voices Vanessa's boyfriend Ken in B Movie?
That would be Patrick Warburton, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, so I've got Kingsman now in the lead with 27, Dredd with 24, First Order with 23, and Criterion with 17. Boatman.
I'm
You
muted.
Yes.
That is what I also have.
All right, and if I'm not mistaken, everybody can also leave their Skype calls right now. Correct? Okay, so everybody can leave their Skype calls.
Thank God.
Sorry, can you just give the score again?
Yep, 1 second. Kingsman 27, Dredd 24, First Order 23, Criterion 17.
Okay, so we are back going into round 3. Our competitors and teams have picked what they want for their 1, their 2, their 3, and their 4-pointer. Kingsman have picked their 1, drama, their 2, music class, musicals, their 3, and family, and their 4, and Oscars. Whereas Dredd have picked their 1 in Nolan, their 2 in horror, their 3 in crime, and their 4 in 90s. First Order have picked their 1 in horror, their 2 in Nolan, their 3 in Oscars, and their 4 in J-Law. Whereas Criterion has picked their 1 in 90s, their 2 in Oscars, their 3 in drama, and their 4 in Nolan.
Yep.
So
We are going to get started with Criterion. Criterion, I'll give you your question starting with your 1-pointer in 90s. For Matt, I believe. So, Matt, your 1-pointer in the category of the 1990s. Those good old days when I was 3 months old. First question. What 1999 film centers around Lester Burnham, a man suffering of midlife crisis who becomes infatuated with his daughter's best friend?
American Beauty.
That is correct for 1 point. Okay, and we stick with you for your 2-point question in the category of Oscars for Rizzy. Name 2 of the 3 films for which Meryl Streep has won a Best Actress Oscar. Sorry, an acting. Let me repeat. Name 2 of the 3 films for which Meryl Streep has won an acting Oscar.
The Iron Lady and Sophie's Choice. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Stick with them for their 3-pointer.
Yes, their 3-pointer in the category of drama. Who plays the married woman Gilbert is having an affair with in What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh, that's what is it? Oh shit. Hold on, let me think about this.
5, 4.
Repeat.
Repeat.
Okay. Shit. Who plays the married woman Gilbert is having an affair with in What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
An older lady.
No, it's I'm trying to remember if it's Marsha
Really
Gay
need
Harden.
hands.
I'm trying to remember if it's Marsha Gay Harden or somebody else, but I don't think it's that.
Yeah, Marsha Gay Harden doesn't sound right.
4, 3.
Repeat.
Okay.
I know Juliette Lewis is
Who
the younger
plays
one.
the married
It's
woman
Juliette
Gilbert
Lewis.
is having an affair with in What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh my god.
It's
Oh
not
my
like-
god.
It's
This is
not
another
Mary
one.
Steenburgen. It's like a. I feel like it's a 3-name person.
No, it's. Oh my god. Do you want to just go Marsha Gay Harden and say fuck it? Because I really am not thinking
save
of
the
it.
repeats for Nolan. Yeah, let's do it.
Marsha Gay Harden, final answer.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Mary Steenburgen.
Motherfucker. Oh, all right.
That is painful to watch as we get into Criterion's 4-pointer, which they need to hit in order to secure that they are not in last place. So, your 4-pointer in Nolan. What is the full name of Angier's final trick in The Prestige?
I believe it's the real transported man.
Go for it.
The real transported man. Final answer.
For 4 big points.
All right.
All right.
We
Got
need
their total up
specifically
to
the real transported man.
yeah. Got their total up to 24.
Good job, Matt.
Okay. So now we go over to first order.
Yep.
For your 1-pointer in the category of horror for Michael. What does the title refer to in 1983's Christine?
A car.
That is
Name
correct
of
for
a
1
car.
point.
I was going to
It's
say
a one.
demonic car. I was like,
So do we stick with them now that they're tied with Dread, or do we go over?
You moved to Club Dread.
We go over to Club Dread. Thank you
Okay.
for telling me how to run this show that you are not a part of. Kidding. Okay.
All right. So Dread, your 1-pointer is going to be in Nolan, and that's going to Kirk. Kirk, are you ready?
Ready.
Your question. What was the directorial debut of Christopher Nolan?
Following.
That is correct for 1 point. All right, back over to first order.
And I would like to point out, if first order hits this question, then that does guarantee that Criterion gets last place in this portion of Game of Factions.
Yes.
So, first order, Jake, your 2-pointer in the category of Nolan. What is the place made up of Raw Subconscious where the characters are sent if they die during the Fisher job in Inception?
We have repeats, Jake.
Yeah, I know. I'll just use repeat.
What is the place made up of Raw Subconscious where the characters are sent to if they die during the Fisher job in Inception?
Limbo.
That is correct for 2 points.
Confuse the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I thought it was buildings. What's made of? It's fine.
Okay, so we do go back over to Club Dread, Tim.
Yeah, Club Dread, you now get your 2-pointer in horror. This is going to Brian Michaels. Brian, are you ready for your question?
Go.
All right, your 2-pointer in horror. Who directed 2019's? Actually, that's wrong, so I'll restart it. Who directed 2020's The Invisible Man? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
James Wan.
Very close. The answer was Lee Winnell, his writing partner. All right, so
Okay.
we stick with Dread
Mm-hmm.
for their 3-pointer in crime. Gentlemen, your question is: what 40s film centers around a psychopathic criminal with a mother complex who leads his gang in a chemical plant payroll heist?
Is that White Heat? James Cagney, Top of the World, Ma?
Time sounds right. I don't know the plot, so if you feel good about it, go for it.
Let me just take a second to think about it.
We need hands on screen, Kirk.
5,
Sorry.
4, 3,
Wings repeat?
2.
Repeat, yeah.
All right. What 40s film centers around a psychopathic criminal with a mother complex who leads his gang in a chemical plant payroll heist?
I'm pretty sure it's White Heat.
Stay with that line from the movie. I think it's a good chance, so I say go for it.
Yeah. White Heat, final answer.
That is correct for 3 points. So we move back over to First Order.
Mm-hmm. And if First Order hits this, we do go over to Kingsman.
Yes.
Okay. So First Order, I believe we go to your 3-point question category of Oscars.
Yep.
Name 2 of the 3 Oscars that Who Framed Roger Rabbit won.
I think it's best sound editing and best visual effects.
We got 3 repeats.
We got 3 repeats. Let's use one.
We'll wait till they count down and just.
Yeah, pretty sure, because my one thing is that sound effects editing may have another name, but it's also been called that.
Repeat the question.
Name 2 of the 3 Oscars that Who Framed Roger Rabbit won.
Okay, I'm going to say best sound editing and best visual effects.
That is correct for 3 points.
Final
Okay, Jake.
answer.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
We got the final answer, but that's okay.
Okay, so we move over now to the Kingsmen for their 1-pointer in drama. This is going to Mr. Redshaw. Are you ready, Doc?
Sure.
All right, your question is in drama. James Stewart plays George Bailey in what 1946 drama?
I believe that's Cody Newberry's favorite film, It's a Wonderful Life.
That is correct for 1 point. Now we move back over to Dread, or do we get
We stick with me.
Stick with Kingsman. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, because they're tied. Okay.
That's Jake.
All right.
I work here.
So does he technically. Okay. All right. Cam, your 2-pointer is in music/musicals. Are you ready?
Sure.
In what 2010s music film will you find the character of rock star Jackson Maine?
A Star is Born.
That is correct for 2 points. All right. Now we move back over to Dread for their 4-pointer in 90s, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Club Dread, Ryan and Kirk, your 4-pointer in 90s. The Pelican Brief centers around characters investigating the death of men with what profession?
My first thought is either politicians or police officers. I feel like that's the obvious.
5. 4.
You're muted, Brian.
Brian, you're muted.
2.
Repeat.
1.
Repeat.
All right. This is Dread's 3rd repeat. The Pelican Brief centers around characters investigating the death of men with what profession?
I think it might have been lawyers, because it's not because they were investigating. The Pelican Brief was the thing that was written. A brief would be a legal thing about some ecological stuff, and then the reporters investigating it.
So it wasn't reporters, it was the lawyer?
I think it was the lawyers.
4.
Okay, let's take a repeat just in case. Gonna repeat it.
All right, that's their final repeat. The Pelican Brief centers around characters investigating the death of men with what profession?
I believe they were killed because of the brief, and there was reporters investigating it.
I mean, that's a very John Grisham thing, so I'm fine. We can go with it.
My only question is, it's 4 points. Is it too obvious to be lawyers in a John Grisham movie?
I don't know. The real teleported man was a 4-point question,
5.
so go for it.
Transported. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
We're gonna say lawyers by Lancer.
That is incorrect. The answer is judges. Judges.
Sorry, Kirk.
That's right.
So with that, I believe we go back to the first order for their 4-pointer.
Can we just get a score update, please? Just so we know.
Yes. So Criterion is officially in last place with 24. I believe with that last one, Dread is officially in 3rd with 28. First Order is in 2nd with 29, and 29 with their 4-pointer remaining, and the Kingsmen have 30 with both their 3 and 4-pointer remaining.
Michael, we're guaranteed more than 1 point, so that's a mission accomplished.
All right.
So now we go over to First Order for their 4-pointer in Jennifer Lawrence. What is the first name of Alyssa's mother in House at the End of the Street?
Oh man, yeah. I know who she's played by.
Wow.
We got 2 repeats. I think it's Laura or something.
You could say any generic one.
You can say any
I'd be
name.
like, yeah, that sounds right. Repeat the question.
What is the first name? What is the first name of Alyssa's mother in House at the End of the Street?
Because she's played by Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm thinking Laura. Like I know her profession. I don't know the character name.
I will be mad if it's just Alyssa. Like it.
I don't think so. I kind of just want to say Laura. I can't think of anything else.
You know what? Let's make this video even longer. Repeat the question.
So final repeat.
Okay. What is the first name of Alyssa's mother in House at the End of the Street?
Even though the name of Max Thero is the name.
Hell yeah.
That suck.
I think that's worth more to me. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're gonna say our final question for tonight. Laura, final answer.
And your winners, Cameron and Cameron the Kingsman win. First Order comes in 2nd. Club Dread in 3rd. Criterion in last.
Yep. Kingsman adds 3 points to their total for Game of Factions. The First Order adds 2. Club Dread adds 1, and unfortunately, no points for Criterion in this match.
Okay.
But, yeah, I don't know what's next, but something's
I don't know what's next either. We don't know the order of Game of Factions. Who cares? This was a fun time. So, from Kingsman First Order, Criterion, Club Dread.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the end of this year's Game of Factions number 2. I am Cameron Holzman, here to bring you the results of everything that you just watched over the past few videos. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. We're going to be announcing who came in first, who came in second, who came in third, and which team, unfortunately, may end up losing their faction. But let's start off with some good news. Your winning team for Game of Factions 2020 with 12 points as their final score. It is the First Order, led by Mr. Cody Newberry.
Oh, me? Oh, shocker. Didn't I win this last year too? But I will say, I'm a cocky asshole. I'm an asshole. But this was the hardest Game of Factions. It was way harder than last season. There's a lot more elements. There's a lot more faction lines. That they're really strong teams this year. But yeah, thanks. I'm glad I won. Do you have any questions
absolutely.
for me?
I mean, I was going to ask just the standard, how do you feel? But you're kind of covering that already. Are there any big highs from Game of Factions this year that you were really proud of? Any surprises that came to your faction? Anything like that?
Okay, so the biggest surprises, the biggest highs were the 50-50 matches, I would say. I think that's what solidified our win. If we boil it down, we scored 5 points in the 50-50s. And that's a big help to Mark, that joined our faction this season, middle of the season, and Mark just came on the scene and just wrecked shop in both those matches. He did really well. He kept level-headed. He's pretty good at both divisions, so that was really high. The surprise, I would say, is I think how good the singles Warzone match was, because when you boil it down and you look at that, that was like a stacked murderer's row of people. Joseph Olivas, Matt Queller, Boatman, and Michael Campbell all had great seasons this year. I mean, Joseph has not played in Warzone till this season, but he has knowledge that we all know about. And then just to see how close that was, and Joseph's first time playing singles in that format and coming out with a win, that was something we didn't expect, and we had to switch our game plans because that was our first 0, our only 0, but we had to change what we were doing in that match after that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Warzone singles, probably one of the closest matches throughout for all 4 people or teams that was in it, coming down to sudden death between 2 of them. Like, definitely a great match, definitely a really interesting one. Got any big plans for next season?
So far the faction is staying together. I have one open spot. No, it's not Nico. He will not be rejoining the faction. If anybody wants to know, I shot him and I was acquitted of the charges. I've said that before. I am free and clear of that. It wasn't me, it was somebody else. But we're looking maybe for one more person. I'm really content with our faction. Yeah, Nico's not joining the faction. Hell no. But one more person. I would like a rookie. I would like somebody that's up and coming, like a Mark, and kind of just develop with the faction and see what we can do next season. But no, seasons, we're going to stay the same, and we're going to only get stronger. That's what I will say. So, and no name change. We're keeping the First Order. That will be the name next season. No Fellowship's not coming back. We're going to stick to being assholes. So. And he's spinning, so this is great.
All right, well, thank you, Cody, for talking to me. Congratulations once again on your win, defending the Game of Factions Champions title. We're going to move you backstage and move on to the faction that came in second place with a score of 10 points. The Kingsman, managed by Mr. Kaleb Koho.
Hello, greetings.
Hello.
This was an event. Yeah. You got questions for me, Mr. Holzman? Do you want to give me your line of questioning, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to start with the same question I started with Cody. This is a great event. How are you feeling?
On the whole, I'm okay. Second place. I think we ended up putting together a pretty good event as a faction. It didn't go exactly the way we planned in a lot of different areas. What we've got 3s in were things that we were like shoot for 2s. We didn't expect 50-50 to go that way. Warzone singles, I mean, it was a mixed bag. We had no idea who was going to win. That one was the one that we were like, anything could happen, and that's going to be the one that determines it for us. As a manager, I think we put together a solid game plan. We had a lot of things behind the scenes that ended up coming up halfway through making this that affected how some of the things had to go, and somehow the games were played. But on the whole, 10 points in second place, I feel pretty good with that, considering everything we put together this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing I asked Cody earlier. Any really high highs you want to talk about, or any low lows that you're kind of upset about?
The high highs, I think, both involve you beating both the team's champions, reigning, both Concept and Ren, in their events with teams that have never played before was huge. Having you and Redshaw win and you and Scully win was massive, and was exactly what we needed. And that Knights of Ren fandom match is the one where I felt best about our game through and through the entire event, just by how you guys were playing, by the way we were working together, coach player style. It was great. So that match specifically will be a very big high for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So going forward, any big changes? Are we changing the name of the faction again? Yeah. Anything like that?
No name change. I think the Kingsman perfectly defines what this group is, for the most part. I will say I tried really, really hard to be really nice this year, and I think everyone can kind of see through it. It's bullshit. I respect people. I respect the game. There's some people that I just can't give the same respect sentiment to. One of them is Cody Newberry. So I have to be able to get a little rough. And so I'm going to stop pretending that I am perfect goody two shoes face of the year. And everyone in my team is going to show up and play their game. Characters are nothing to us now. It's about winning. And as for our roster situation, we've talked about it sort of in glimpses and hints. This next year is a bit of a rebuilding, not necessarily a rebuilding, but a perfecting. We came in this year after a rebuild and played really solid the way we did. I'm very proud of our game. All of us, our season this entire year has been really solid. But I think we could do better, and I think I know how we can do better. And so we are going to be trotting out a couple new teams, a couple different pairings. We do have some people that we unfortunately have to say goodbye to. Doug Cassel's not with us anymore because he's taking a step back. He will always be welcome back. We love Doug, but he's not playing for the foreseeable future. So that's a member we don't have. Obviously, Sean Sandberg also bailed out, and Zach bailed on us. So we are just our little motley crew of people that you saw most often. Me and you and Boat and Scully and Doc and Albert and Jack. We are looking to add more if we see people that I see potential in, or people that we think we can work with. We'll always be open to that. But yeah, I really like the Kingsman's chances next year. And yeah, there's some fun teams coming.
All right. Well, with that incredibly ominous and incredibly vague tease for next season, we will move on now to our third place finisher. Of course, when I say the third place finisher, you will also find out who fourth place is. And while that may not be as dynamic as bringing out fourth place, it also makes more sense. So in third place with a score of 9 points in Game of Factions 2020. Club Dread, managed by Mr. Ethan Beller. Ethan, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I'm happy. You know, like some people might be like, "Oh, third place, like that probably doesn't feel great." But honestly, we were playing to stay a faction. You know, so we were playing for third place, and anything above that would have been great. But we got third place. We're staying a faction. I'm happy with that. And we were only 1 point out from second. You know, it was some really tough matches, but I'm just glad that we all get to stay a team. And yeah, it was a fun run.
Yeah, absolutely. Club Dread is, I think, definitely one of the factions with the most interesting story this year, because at the beginning of the season, Club Dread didn't exist, and then we had the Cinema Asylum, and then that sort of didn't seem like it was working out, so restructured, became Club Dread. You took over as the manager of that, did a very respectable job, managed to play through the end of the season very well. Yeah, how do you feel about the event as a whole? Any high highs, any low lows, any big surprises from from your guys that played?
Yeah, I mean, definitely low lows. I would just say, like, you know, when we started out, we had like I think 1 point in the first match. So I was just a little nervous going into the rest of the matches, but like overall, I wouldn't really say low lows, but high highs definitely. Like, I mean, Joseph obviously taking first place in the Warzone singles match was like incredible for us because that like really bumped us back into there. And then also got to give a shout out to Jacoby for the 50-50s match because those two matches combined are pretty much what sealed the deal for us. And but I do want to give a shout out to everyone else because everyone who played and didn't play in the faction, everyone was helping study. We organized a couple practice matches, so like everyone did their part. It wasn't just people who played. Yeah, no, it was a tough one. You know, there were like up and downs every match, but we pulled it out. We made it. That's all I wanted. Happy with it.
Absolutely. So moving forwards into next season, you are in a interesting situation compared to the rest of these managers because you have a completely full roster as of this moment, if I am not mistaken.
This is true.
So moving forwards, are you going to keep with the same 10 guys you got? Are you going to probably not something you want to discuss on a whim on this call live for everyone, but are you planning to just push some people out of the faction, make room for new blood?
As of right now, when we are speaking right this second, the 10 players are the 10 players, but we have to talk and see what happens moving into next season and see how everyone feels about it. So I won't, definitely not going to make any kind of announcements or anything, but there will be conversations to make sure that, you know, everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for coming and chatting with me. And now our unfortunate fourth place faction with a final score of 5 points is Criterion Collection, represented by Thomas. Thomas, obviously coming in last in this event, not the greatest thing in the world to have happen. The faction is now kind of on the line. But before we get to that and all the repercussions of that, just overall from the event, how do you feel?
I'm not going to lie, this fucking sucks. I stand by my selections, you know, on paper. Everything I picked, you know, sounded good. Matches just didn't go our way. You know, had a lot of trouble with the wheel. But, hey, man, take it on the chin, get back up, do what we got to do.
You know, absolutely. In terms of the teams picking, like if you look at any of the sets you picked for teams or for singles in some of these matches, and you just say, "Oh, we've got like Kirk and Brian as a team in Warzone in Warzone teams," or we've got I think it was Joe and RJ as a team in Fandom teams. Like those are teams that sound dangerous. Like you didn't do a bad job picking teams. Just everyone kind of came with their heaviest hitters and things just didn't go your way. But yeah, any highlights from this? Any surprises or whatnot you want to talk about?
Not really. I guess the less said about what happened. Y'all watched it, you witnessed it. You know, it is what it is at this point.
Also, I realized I said Kirk and Brian. Neither of them are in your faction. You had Matt and Tom. This is what happens when you film this after writing 8 pages essays. It's lovely. But yeah, no, like you did a great job picking people. It just didn't work out. So now moving forwards, as with last year, you are now in the unfortunate situation of having to fight for the faction. Luckily, you have the opportunity to keep the faction. Much like last year, we are going to be having a manager bowl, which I believe, if I'm wrong, someone correct me. I believe it will be another 50-50 match like it was last year, where you and the other managers will compete. But this year, there's a twist. You do not have to be the one competing in this manager bowl. You may choose someone from your faction or your perspective. For you, we can say faction. For the other managers who are playing to earn the new faction from your perspective faction, and you can choose to put them in your stead and have them play for the opportunity for you to win this faction in the 50-50 match.
All right. I mean, like you said, we had to earn it before. We'll earn it again if we have to. Back to the drawing board at that point. I mean, I just will say, as far as my faction, I'm happy with the accomplishments that we had this year. Matt and I won teams. I will just say that we made movement in the singles, Warzone, and the Fandom teams. I don't know when this comes out, so I won't give any spoilers for what happened with those matches, but I will say I'm happy with what we accomplished. But hey, man, we got to battle to get it back. We'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are lucky enough to manage to keep your faction for next year, do you have any plans for next year? Any big new teams, big surprises, or are you going to keep that under wraps until everything's certain for next year?
Right now, mindset is solidify having an actual faction, and then we'll make moves.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right. Thank you for coming and talking to me. So with that, we are going to wrap everything up. This has been an amazing event. We had 6 fantastic matches, all of them really close, all of them really interesting and really competitive. We've seen what's going on with all the factions moving into next year. If you thought this season was great, next season I think is going to be even better. So on behalf of everyone here at Multiplex, on behalf of all the managers, Koho, Cody, Thomas, and Ethan, thank you all for watching Game of Factions. It has been a great year with all of you. We will be back next year even stronger than we've been before. So yeah, thank you. Happy holidays.